This is the plaintiff, Barbara Thorpe. She says the defendant had a secret affair with her husband of 46 years, and the woman has put her through so much stress she was hospitalized twice. She's here in the name of justice, suing the scornful defendant for $3,000 for emotional distress and mental anguish, and hopes the judge teaches this no-good woman a good lesson. This is the defendant, Kelly McLaughlin. She says she met the plaintiff's husband 20 years ago when he was messing around with her friend. She, however, never messed around with the plaintiff's husband because she has her own man and she doesn't need to be involved with the plaintiff's old husband. Bottom line, she never had an affair with him and doesn't owe her a penny. She's accused of carrying on with a married man. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,000 for harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hand. The People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leon's presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Barbara Thorpe, you are suing Kelly McLaughlin for $3,000 for emotional distress and mental anguish, and she is suing you for $3,000 for harassment. What is going on? Let's start with you, Ms. Thorpe.
I became aware of the defendant on May 1st, 2019, when a text message was sent to my husband asking her, was she coming? He sent it her, asking was she coming? So I called the number and she hung up, and then I text her, and you have that as an exhibit of the text from May 1st, 2019.
Where you ask her, I am Barbara Thorpe, and are you having an affair with my husband? Let's talk woman to woman. Does she answer your text?
No.
And what was it you saw in your husband's phone that made you think that?
He was asking her, are you coming?
Okay. And you had your husband's phone?
Yeah, he left it in the SUV.
Okay, so did you confront your husband?
Yes, I did.
And what did your husband say?
He didn't say anything. He just walked away initially. And then he told me follow up. He just said, Barbara, don't worry about it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you stay with him after that? Because he'd have some explaining to do.
Because, I didn't know, didn't really have any evidence other than the text message and, her hanging up when I called. But then
that's pretty much. Let me just be clear in case my husband's listening. That's all the evidence I need. But so I don't. You so you kind of just. How long were you married to your husband?
46 years.
Okay. So that happened on May 1st, 2019, and then what happens?
Well, I never met the young lady, the defendant, and then her name popped up. People you may know, and then I responded. Because I was in Cali.
Her name popped up where? I don't understand. Her name popped up where?
In my Facebook page.
Okay.
Said people you may know. And so when I looked at the picture, then I texted my husband and I said, who is Ann McLaughlin? You got the text message that I sent him.
And what'd your husband say?
He didn't respond.
Are you living in the same house with your husband?
We currently are still in the same house. We're pending a divorce.
Okay. So when he doesn't respond, what's the next thing that happens? Hey, what do you want for dinner? Like, I'm trying to imagine what this looks like,
Not good, not good. A lot of stress, anxiety. I've been to, I have acupuncture. I have had body therapy. I have had different things because I stay stressed. I'm just constantly tight. And which is the reason why my blood pressure was elevated. I went to the hospital twice to ER. And in September, not only did I have elevated blood pressure, but my whole left side of my arm seized up. And I was in so much pain and whatnot. So they end up giving me a little bit of morphine so I can get a little bit of relaxation.
Where's your husband during all this?
Well, we were taking care of our grandchildren. And then my sister came and she stayed with me in the hospital.
And did you tell your sister that you thought your husband was having an affair?
Of course. I told her the whole thing as I boo-hoo cried and carried on.
Okay. And did you see, between May and September, did you see any other evidence besides seeing the
I didn't look. Okay.
So what happened between 2019 and now that additionally that made you sue her?
Well, because they were texting back and forth June 2020, the height of COVID, and I'm saying, what? And so
How did you know
we
they were
had
texting back and forth?
I got his phone.
You got his phone?
Yeah, I looked on his phone.
All right, and you saw text between him and her? How is she listed in his phone?
As a gentleman's name.
Okay, so how do you know it's her, though?
Because I Googled the number.
You Googled the number and it comes back to her? Okay.
I just kept on having this gut feeling. No proof, just a gut.
So when did you
So
get
when
the
that
proof that
came-
caused you to come to court?
Oh, well, what caused me to come to court was that when I saw the June 2020 text message between them, and you have a copy of the text messages from June 1st and 11th.
And you
that
felt that
dialogue
gave
they
you the, did you ever confront her after reading those texts?
I never confronted her.
Did
I
you ever
called
confront
her
your
one time.
husband after reading those texts?
He told me, don't worry about it. Let's move on.
Why would you allow him to get away with that? Well, that's just dandy. He gets to have an affair, and you're supposed to not worry about it and let's move on.
Well, that's what he stated. So anyway, I filed a divorce in September 2020. She's a co-respondent.
A co-respondent. She's a co-respondent, and you're divorced. What's your husband saying about the divorce? Was he shocked?
No.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. I just went to a separate part of the
I'm not sure about a lot of things, but I'm sure that this marriage is over. Are you sure this marriage is over?
Judge, let me tell you about the pension system with New Jersey. It's not good when it comes to a divorce. Once you divorce, everything is over.
Wouldn't that be taken care of in the divorce? Wouldn't your right to the pension be addressed in the divorce?
Yes, but the way it is stated, that if I get a divorce from him, I get no benefits. No, right now I get medical.
You're
all my
living
benefits
right
are paid.
now in the same house with him, right?
Yes.
Do you guys
Yes.
talk to each other?
Yeah, we still talk. We're friends. Not really. We're just living in the house together.
Okay.
We're just living in the house.
All right. As a matter of fact, you're concerned that he gave you
An STI.
a sexually transmitted disease because you actually got treated for one.
Yes, twice.
Twice. Okay. My grandmother had a saying, mejor sola que mal acompañada. Better alone than poorly accompanied. But I get the financial thing. So, Ms. McLaughlin, let's talk. Are you having an affair with Ms. Thorpe's husband?
No, I'm not. That is no. No, I'm not. I have my own situation going on, my own man,
Okay.
my own life.
Okay. How do you know her husband?
I know her husband from friends years ago. He was messing with two of my friends, one
Okay.
of my best friends. And I've been best friends with her 20-something years. I'm going back maybe like high school days. He was messing with two of my friends. And he was actually getting high with one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they were sniffing coke together.
And according to you, you sell him weed?
Yeah, he be buying weed for his sister-in-law.
So you were selling him weed. Were you also messing around with him?
No, I don't want that old man. No, I don't mess with him. I have a man. You know what I'm saying? I do so many things. I don't have time for nobody.
Is this your number up here?
Yeah.
Okay. On my way. Got confirm, and then that's autocorrect. Condom? No, he don't have anything, but I can send my daughter to get it for you. Don't come yet, old boy. Just pulled up. I hit you when he leave back out. I'm outside. He's still there? Yes, hold on. Okay, leaving. See you another time.
Yeah, that's her husband's texting my phone. Leave me alone. Yeah. Why
Yeah,
you
because it
texting me?
sounds like he's asking if you have a condom. That's what it sounded like.
Why you asking me that?
Oh, I can only think of one reason. Okay,
right.
and then you answer, he left, shaking my head. He says, coming back. Okay, what's up? You home alone? I'm not alone yet. Okay, so I guess she kind of thinks that maybe you're having an affair with her husband, but
I don't want that man.
okay. You have a counterclaim against her for $3,000 for harassment. What's that about?
She sent me some fictitious court papers from Union County a year ago with all these names on it, including my Facebook name. So she was suing me for $30,000. Like she sent him more than
What
once.
was that? Was there a $30,000 lawsuit against her, Ms. Thorpe?
No, in the divorce complaint, I put down as what I wanted was I wanted the co-respondent to pay me $50 for for I forgot what I wrote, but it was on the divorce complaint.
Okay, did you actually file a divorce complaint with her as a co-respondent?
Yes.
And what happened with that?
Well, the co-respondent doesn't have to do anything. It's just that we proceed.
But what's
on.
happening with the divorce?
It's pending. We have a
All right,
court
so
date.
what is her harassment? How did she harass you besides filing a lawsuit against you, which she has a right to do? If it's not a righteous lawsuit, it gets dismissed by the judge. But how else did she harass you?
You said how else did she?
Yeah,
harass me?
how did she harass you? You're asking for $3,000 for harassment. I need you to make your case.
Well, I countersued her. She sent me court papers before for $30,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? With my name, you're Googling me. You know what I'm saying? My name come across your Facebook. How many people names come across people's Facebook? I'm not even friends with nobody on Facebook.
All right, but what does she do to you? See, her Googling you is not harassment. How is she
was sending
harassing
me
you?
letters, fictitious court papers, or wherever them court papers was, telling me about her divorce. And what are you sending that to my house for?
Because
Why do I need that?
she named you a co-respondent.
Yeah, but she got a lot of co-respondents. I'm not her co-respondent. I don't even know them. I don't care for them, and I don't know them. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
But other than asking you, are you having an affair with my husband? Let's talk woman to woman. Is that the only time she's ever made contact with you?
I think so. Yeah.
Ms. Thorpe, I'm sorry that you're experiencing this in what should be, like the golden years of your marriage. Your husband's kind of a jerk. But there are states in America that still have a cause of action for alienation of affection. But there's very few of them that still have that cause of action. Notably, North Carolina is one of them, where you can sue somebody for messing with your marriage. And you have to prove several things, like you were in love and had a happy marriage. It's like the strangest thing. How does someone go to court and prove that, they were in love? And so most states have abolished that. You're from the state of New Jersey. New Jersey abolished that in the 50s. So there is no cause of action against someone you think is having an affair with your husband. There have to be actual damages as opposed to you're alienating my husband's affections. I understand what you're saying, and a lot of times people make decisions that are financial, and that's fine. If that works for you, who is anybody else to judge? If you can be roommates and you keep getting the benefits and he's fine with it and you're fine with it, that's fine. But let me just say to you, Ms. Thorpe, that you need to be fine with it. It needs to not hurt you.
Yeah, it hurts, and
if it hurts, maybe you shouldn't live there. So stay married, keep the benefits, and maybe live somewhere else. Is that a possibility for you, or no? Or make him. I got a better idea. Kick his bottom to the curb and make him live somewhere else. Is that a possibility for you?
That's what we're going to be discussing in a couple of months.
Okay. It could be that he's buying weed from her. It could be that he's friends with her. It could be that she's having an affair on her man with your husband. It could be any of those things. I'm going to assume she's having an affair with your husband, and there's still no cause of action for you. You can't go to court and collect money from someone who's having an affair with your husband. You see what I'm saying? There's no cause of action in New Jersey for this. That was abolished back in the 50s because the thinking is, hey, we all get heartbreak, and we all need to just, get rid of whatever's causing us, heartache. And I hope that you're able to find some peace and joy with your grandkids and your kids and whatever, and that he's not the guiding force in your life. And I think that it'll be easier for you when he's not living in your house, when you have your own space and your own. I hope it works out for you and you're able to hammer something out. But there's no lawsuit against Ms. McLaughlin.
Okay. Even though she's still reaching out to him and texting him.
I'm going to assume that she is going to see him this afternoon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right,
It
that's
has
what I'm
happened
assuming.
before.
I'm assuming that she is cheating on her man, seeing your man this afternoon. That's what I'm assuming. There's no cause of action for that. There's no legal recourse for you for alienation of affection. That was thrown out back in the 50s in New Jersey, and most states don't have that anymore. So with that said, there is nothing that I can do for you, Ms. Thorpe. You sound like a wonderful lady, and you've got a lot going for you, and hopefully there's a chapter 2 for you, because this man is no good. And you, Ms. McLaughlin, I don't know if you're having an affair with her husband. I don't care if you're having an affair with her husband. Your husband, your man might care if you're having an affair with her husband. She's got all kinds of things she thinks prove it. It doesn't matter to me because there is no lawsuit that she can hold against you. And on your counterclaim against her for harassment, there isn't anything that would look like harassment.
I don't want
She
anything.
couldn't be more polite and just stand off on this, other than the fact that she named you as a co-respondent, which I guess the judge will end up dismissing because there's no cause in New Jersey for that. So good luck to everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Ms. Thorpe, the judge gave you a pretty good lecture, I guess you'd put it, about what you can do, what you can't do, why you can't prevail in this lawsuit, and what she thinks you ought to do with your husband. she thinks you ought to kick him out. You listened to her. What do you think about what she had to say to you?
You know, what she said is very true. Miss McLaughlin, defendant, she knows exactly what has done in the past, but you know, she has to deal with that between her and her maker. So I'm moving on. Thank you.
All right. Well, good luck to you. I hope you move on and life gets better for you. Sorry you're having these problems. So let's see what the defendant has to say. Ms. McLaughlin, you don't get anything on your countersuit for $3,000 against Ms. Thorpe either. Neither one of you have prevailed. Who knows whether you're having an affair? I can ask you again. Have you been having an affair with the plaintiff's husband?
No, not at all.
And are you surprised she feels that you are?
I don't know her. You know, I just know of him, and he was dealing with my friends years ago. That's how I met the man 20-something years ago. Just knew of him, passing through at like one of my friends' house or something. And then, like I said, he was buying weed from me. That was it.
Buying weed from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that'll bring the case to a close. You don't get $3,000 from her. Sorry about that.
I ain't worried about that $3,000. It's all good.
Harvey?
Doug, what we're talking about here is a legal claim called alienation of affections. And that means essentially what it says, that if somebody steps into your relationship and causes it to break, you can sue that person. I think every state, at the very least, almost every state, and I think every state in the United States has abolished this because judges don't have to litigate affairs and all that stuff. And that's why they did it.
What is your favorite gift to give and receive?
My favorite gifts to give are wine or food, because some of it usually kind of bounces back at me and I end up getting a little bit of it. I end up with a little taste. So those are kind of my favorites to give, and I'm going to stay on the same track with what I like to receive, because every year one of my daughters gives me a half-gallon of cotton candy ice cream on my birthday from Cold Stone, and it's like, it's wonderful.
You eat the whole thing in one sitting, like you're a little kid.
A couple days, it's gone. I just
a couple days.
I don't. Well, no,
it's not a couple of days.
I'm not a big dessert.
You're not. That's why it's so funny, because you really aren't a sweets guy. I am, but
that stuff
you just sit there and eat it until it's gone.
Exactly.
Right.
How about you?
Probably to give. I like to give experience as opposed to things,
right?
You know, like a massage or a dinner or something like something that that you use and it's over.
Experience.
And to receive, I like to receive self-care stuff like candles and
Although for you, you're very much a romantic when it comes to receiving gifts. So I mean, if I were to give you some really nice earrings or something, and I just kind of threw them at you and said, "Here, I got you these earrings."
No.
It would not really thrill
I get
you,
my
but
own
if
earrings.
I got earrings from a gumball machine at Kmart and I gave them to you in some romantic way, you'd be thrilled.
Well,
you'd
not
be
from
wearing
a
them
gumball
right
machine
now.
in Kmart, but yes, it's the gesture.
It's about the delivery.
The gesture.
And the
Yeah,
gesture.
I can buy my own earrings. I want gesture. I want romance.
I know you do.